Great fight Saturday. Volk versus Lopes. Like and subscribe. Let's talk the two biggies. It's really a third, which is entries, but exits and exchanges, or leaving punching range and trading punches. That's where most of the action and fun took place. We're gonna look at a few moments there. Great performance from Volk, great effort from Lopes for the most part. Now let's talk science. A lot of times Volk likes to enter in or start exchanges off this overhand entry, steps in, throws the overhand, but Lopes kind of has his shoulder in the way. But you see Volk is also ducking and kind of getting his head off the center line simultaneously, and then he closes enough distance to where he could turn it into a clinch, gets the collar tie, and then from there he tries to get that knee to the body as he's getting body shots landed on him. But that's a good exchange to kind of start off where the fight starts ramping up. Here we're gonna have a hint at some of the first times we see issues with the exit. Volk really likes this exit where he just pulls back, lead arm it kind of extended out in the way to kind of block entries, and sometimes that right glove isn't even on that side of his face. Sometimes he just pulls straight back, nothing in the way other than like an arm which is partially down anyways, and you see Lopes throwing the overhand trying to get over that shoulder. There are a lot of different things that make Volk's style so effective, but he has these small little feints, like that small little twitchy step in feint. You see that lead hand move, and then it disguises the real thing. But he follows through. He doesn't just rush in, he follows through, and he misses that first overhand. That left hand is kind of there, but he's still moving forward as Lopes is moving backward, which allows him to catch him kind of not overextending, but just keeping that arm out there a little bit too long and landing a nice overhand at the end of that entry combo. Again, before he starts this exchange, feint step in, kind of acts like he's gonna step in, and then he really does. Smack left hook around the guard, and he gets his head off the center line as he's throwing that overhand, and so the right hand of Lopes misses. He's kind of gonna do the same thing here, but he doesn't move as much, and so this left hook partially lands on him, but his lands super clean because Lopes isn't really moving as much as Volk is in these exchanges. That's what makes such a big difference in the exchanges, is Volk is moving his head off the center line constantly as he's punching and not just punching. Here's another example of issues with the exit. He sees Lopes stepping in and he leaves range just completely open to that right hand, but what's saving him is his timing and his footwork and the fact that Lopes isn't stepping through with the right hand or setting up something before it, but that's going to change. He arguably has an even greater tendency to exit that same exact way when he throws his jab, and then you see that right hand is just barely missing. Volk starting off this exchange and his entry with the overhand again. Lopes sees it coming, so he's gonna try and slip to the left side of Volk, down to his right side, and load up on the uppercut, which gets close, but Volk again moves his head as he's entering into the inside exchange, and then he tries to land the left hook, but it's cuffing. But at the same time, he steps through with that lead leg to the point where he can get inside of Lopes's stance and trip him out as he's pushing him with that same left arm, and it works out. And he tries to catch him as he's falling with the right hook, but misses. In my opinion, while Volk can be really good in exchanges, I think he's at his best in moments like this. He's on the outside, he feints to bring an attack out from Diego. He's waiting for the attack. Diego throws that right hand, he steps back, controls the range, pops him with a jab, and then he controls the range again and gets out of the way. I think that's where he's at his best. He has a great jab, and that's one of the things that mostly won him this fight, honestly. Then we're going to see the culmination of that pattern that we kept noting, especially how we said he's even more prone to it when he throws out his jab, which is this exit. He jabs, he's going to pull back, arm, neither of his arms in position really, and he's exiting straight line, and he's done it several times. You see Lopes really trying to catch up to him. This time Lopes steps in with the jab, and then he steps in again with the right hand, and he follows him, and then he follows through, and then he catches him. But what's interesting about that second round is that you could argue Volk still won it even with the knockdown, and probably a lot of people would argue that. So you could tell me down in the comment section, do you think Volk still won that second round despite the knockdown? Obviously he won the fight, but that's just a scoring question. Share your thoughts. That is all. Well, I am working on a Boots video covering Jaron Ennis versus Stanionis, so look out for that. I'm out.